Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 25th day of October, 2023. I hope you're safe and healthy on this midweek, this hump day. I hope your family's safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field who, alongside the first responders, every day are trying to save lives. And those also that pick up garbage for us to keep our places clean and disease free, along with those that deliver our mail, our food, our water, important things that we take for granted daily. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children. Teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography and child pornography, human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on all individuals involved in these heinous things, and those that profit from it, and those that are the perverts that create the industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So tonight is the first game of the season between the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics at Madison Square Garden. Everybody's excited, including myself, because now we're back into Knicks Nation season. And we're excited because of the fact that the Knicks have a very solid team, a team that has had more continuity than teams that we've seen in, I can't even tell you how long the Knicks have had since. Has it been since they've had this type of continuity with their team, especially a team that have finished fourth and fifth in the East in the last 3 years. But there is a problem, which we knew was coming. I mean, it's not like we didn't know this was coming. Many people couldn't see it because they can't see past, 24 hours, I don't know. But when they drafted, that is the Knicks, and they were drafting well, and they drafted Immanuel Quickley, and they drafted Obi Toppin, and they drafted Quinton Grimes, and they drafted Deuce McBride, and they drafted Mitchell Robinson and R.J. Barrett. When they started drafting these players, I already knew that these guys were championship pieces, all of them. And that also tells you a lot about the Knicks drafting. Now, Robinson and Barrett came before the Don. Those were holdovers from the previous regimes, but added to what the Don has done, and you have an overload of young talent on the Knicks. And that's what we have now. Now, a lot of people, because of the media, and please stop listening to the media. Y'all that gain any wisdom at all, they've lied to you so many times. When are you going to stop? It's like, you keep wanting this person to be with you and they keep lying to you and you just want to believe it. Stop. Just stop, okay? And the media would have you believe that the Knicks just want to sell all their young talent to get one superstar. That is not true. While they will trade some young talent to get a superstar, no doubt, they're not going to clean the cupboards for anybody. Okay? That would be stupid. You build a team by drafting and developing, and the Knicks have done that. Yes, you would love to have that superstar to get you over the top. But you don't draft and develop to send everybody away for that one player. So, we're at a critical mass point. We knew that because of Julius Randle's rise when he came to the Knicks, there was going to be a problem with Obi. We talked about this two years ago. And that Obi was really starter level, and he wasn't going to get a chance to even get starter minutes while Julius was here, because Julius was all-star and all-NBA. So eventually they did Obi a solid, and they sent him to Indiana cheap. Now, this was different. Obi never really played a lot of minutes as a starter. He did start some games at the end of seasons, but there was still a lot of questions as to Can he be a full-time starter, and how high was his ceiling? He came into the league at age 23. So he was an older rookie. So his prime will come quicker, which means he needs to get playing time quicker. So the Don, doing him a solid, sends him to a team where he's going to start at the power forward position, the Indiana Pacers. And so he starts for Indiana. It was about doing Obi a solid. Then he went and got his brother, Jacob, and got him a two-way deal. Jacob is not yet an NBA player, but they're trying to develop him because they're trying to do the right thing by Obi. By the way, don't be surprised if in 3 years there's talk of Obi coming back to New York. We'll see. But anyway, they did him a solid. But then they drafted also Immanuel Quickley, who was a Thibodeau favorite from day one. Okay? Thibodeau Worldwide West were pushing for Obi, as Ian Bailey reported 3 years ago, from day one. In fact, Thibodeau said that he first saw Immanuel Quickley in college. He was watching him before that year he was leaving, and he was impressed. So they drafted Immanuel Quickley, and from his rookie year, he's coming off the bench, getting minutes that very few rookies get with Tom Thibodeau. Thibodeau is not one to give rookies minutes. Quickley from the start was getting minutes. And if you guys recall, he came out the gate with that floater and the three-point shot. His defense improved tremendously over the last 3 years, so that now he's legit two-way player in the NBA. And in my view, not only a starter, but all-star potential. So now you got to do something about Quickley, because you went and signed another godson of yours in Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's a point guard. Then you went and you drafted another guy that Quickley pushed for in Quinton Grimes. So now you have an overload. You got Brunson, you got Grimes, you got Quickley. Quickley wants to be a starter because he's that level. And he wants an opportunity to become the best basketball player he can, which means starting. And also, of course, there's the bag that comes with start. So now you got to make a move. You got a critical mass decision. You see? And then some of you are still pining about Donovan Mitchell. I don't understand, especially I see platforms doing it, and I just turn it off. Let's explain this Donovan Mitchell thing. I hope some of y'all are listening. Listen carefully. He can't play defense. Thibodeau had two guards that could not play defense that he didn't want, and Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. The Knicks won 37 games, if you recall, that year, starting those guys for most of the season. Tibbs is not going to do that again. That's why Grimes is starting. He's not going to have two non-defenders at the point of attack. He loved Elfrid Payton, even though he couldn't shoot, because why? Elfrid Payton was a high-level defender alongside Reggie Bullock. They had their limitations, obviously, but defense wasn't one of them. So to talk about Donovan Mitchell, the moment they signed Jalen Brunson, there was no more Donovan Mitchell. Because you're not going to have Brunson and Mitchell in the backcourt. And then, as proof of what I'm saying is true, the Knicks eliminated Cleveland in large part in 5 games because Cleveland's backcourt is too weak defensively. So the no defense at the point of attack is extremely important. And if that is Cleveland doesn't improve this year, they're going to get eliminated again early. So let's skip the Donovan Mitchell foolishness because he can't play defense unless you're trading Jalen Brunson. If you trade Jalen Brunson, okay. Because now you're going to have Mitchell as your point guard and you'll pair him with Grimes or some other high-level defender and you're good. But you and I both know they're not letting Jalen Brunson go. A guy that they got for $100 million that's worth twice that. So can we stop with the Donovan Mitchell foolishness? Again, this is a media creation which too many of us have bought into. That's not going to happen. I don't care how. And it kills me because people are talking about what Mitchell wants in terms of Mitchell wants the Knicks, therefore the Knicks are going to get Mitchell. What people are not asking is, do the Knicks want Mitchell? Does Tom Thibodeau really want him? I'm going to tell you this. No. Okay? Stop chasing names. So, Let's move on. Immanuel Quickley. So now we got a problem. We got too much talent and not enough minutes. That's what we got. Therefore, Quickley did not sign the extension. Not that the Knicks didn't offer him one. He wants to start. And there's some of you that's still sleepwalking talking about Indiana, who starts Halliburton at the point guard and Mathurin at the two guard. He might want to go play with Obi. Please. Some of y'all, do just a little bit of research, just a little bit. So anyway, what are we going to do about Quickley? So the Knicks have to, and the Don is smart, they have to capitalize on this situation. Okay? So how do they capitalize on this Quickley situation? When I say capitalize, that means they end up better with this Quickley situation. Now, let me just bring you, and I have so much to say about this. I'm not going to make this video long because I got so much to say. I'm going to break this down now. Yesterday, I told y'all I was going to break out some numbers, and I did. I did do some numbers. I did this months ago. But, some of your memory is like, you can't even remember what you had for dinner yesterday, much less, 3 months ago. But I did break out some numbers, and I was trying to explain to you all the effect of Quinton Grimes with Immanuel Quickley, okay? The effect with Quinton Grimes and Immanuel Quickley. Now, and I just want to share some numbers. This is from last year. Now, again, we need to understand Grimes was in his second year last year, okay? Not his fifth year, not his fourth year, second year. This is his third season, okay? So Grimes started this past season 66 games, okay? 66 games. The Knicks won 61% of those games that he started, 61%. Grimes shot better than 40% from three 31 times last year. He ended the year around 40% from three. The Knicks won 58% of those games. Grimes scored more than 20 points 10 games, and the Knicks won 60% of those games. Grimes scored more than 30 points twice. And that's amazing because he doesn't get that many shots. The Knicks won 50% of those games, so they were only 500 there. Grimes shot better than 80% from the free throw line 22 times. The Knicks won 55% of those games. Grimes had 5 rebounds or more 42 times. The Knicks won 52% of those games. So overall, when Grimes is starting and playing, the Knicks are winning about 60% of their games. Now, if you extrapolate that over the course of a season, 60% of the games means that you are around 49 wins in the NBA. You're around 49 wins. Okay, that's just with Grimes starting at the 2. All right. So you add Grimes to IQ, okay, and like IQ's positive numbers, you can't miss those. They've been all over the internet. But let's look at IQ and Grimes together, okay? IQ and Grimes together. This is just from last year. IQ and Grimes from last year together. All right. All right. So let me get this up here. Lineups. All right. So now, the two guys, just those two, when they're on the floor together, IQ and Grimes. IQ and Grimes, first of all, how many minutes did they play together? Immanuel Quickley and Quinton Grimes played, hold on. Oh, all I had to do was click on the top combination. They played 1,064 minutes together. They were plus 11, IQ and Grimes. They played 1,064 minutes together and were plus 11. That's the highest on the team. Okay, that's the highest on the team. The next highest was Quickley. and Hartenstein. They played 1,100 minutes together. They were plus 10. Then Grimes and Mitchell Robinson plus 10. They played 1,100 minutes together. Okay. The worst was Randall and RJ, minus 2. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's look at the three-man combination. Three-man combination. Well, what do you know? 530 minutes together. Grimes, Quickley, Robinson, plus 11. And 471 minutes together. Quickley, Randall, Hartenstein, plus 13. And the third one, Grimes, Quickley, Randall, plus 9. The worst combination, Barrett, Brunson, and Randall, negative 2. Y'all seen the pattern yet? You don't even have to be a math genius to see that. Okay, the best four-man lineup. Grimes, Quickley, Hartenstein, Randall, plus 16. The second best lineup, Brunson, Quickley, Randall, Hartenstein, plus 12. The third best lineup, Grimes, Quickley, Randall, Brunson, plus 8. The worst lineup, Barrett, Brunson, Randall, Sims, minus 15. The next worst lineup, Barrett, Brunson, Hartenstein, Randall, minus 12. Are you seeing a pattern yet? Wait a minute. Best five-man combination. Well, I don't want to include, Obi was in a couple of those, but I don't want to include him because he's no longer here, okay? So let's go with Grimes, Randall, Robinson, Brunson, Barrett. You put Grimes in there with those four before they were minus. It's plus 8. Grimes, Quickley, Randall, Robinson, Brunson, 164 minutes together, plus 3. You seen the pattern yet? So, yeah, you want Grimes and Quickley together on the floor. And if you had to have somebody come out, it would be RJ. That's just based on last year. But I'm going to tell you what, it's the same now. Okay? It's the same. So you win 60% of your games with Grimes starting, but it even goes better than that when you add Quickley to the mix. So that being the case, you want to start those two young men together. And all of this talk about length and size, I wish y'all would stop looking at talking points and look at the numbers. I just showed you this from last year. Those two had no problem winning what we're talking about. They had no games was lost because of size issues. They didn't lose to Miami because they had a lack of size. Look at the facts. Okay? So there's not enough length on the wing. We need a large wing. That's BS. What we need is to win a chip. And Grimes and Quickley together gets us closer than that on the Knicks than any other combination. We need to win. That's what it comes down to. Not your favorite poster child on your wall. I get all these RJ people trying to tell me, no, RJ's better than Grimes. And I said, do you have any stats to go with that BS? Because I got stats to show you otherwise. RJ is one of the most inefficient players in the NBA, period. Ask anybody. Look at the numbers. He's one of the most inefficient small forwards. Bottom 5 in the league. Not saying he can't do better. Yeah, I love RJ. I think he can do better. But some of y'all marriage to him, some of y'all swinging on them coconuts so hard that you can't see the facts. Grimes is a better basketball player. And so is Quickley. And together, they're dynamite. So what am I saying? You got to move RJ. Either move him to the bench and have him come off with Mobb Deep, but you got to start Quickley and Grimes. Quickley wants to start. That's why he didn't sign. He wants to start. And he wants starter minutes, and he wants the starter money. He wants to start. And the Knicks can make that happen. But it will cost them RJ. Okay? It will cost them RJ. There are a couple of trades available. I'm not going to throw them out there because some of y'all look for trades like catnip and some of y'all get ridiculous. But there are a couple of trades available where you can get something for RJ and start those two. Okay? You need to start them. Because now, let's assume, for the sake of argument, the Knicks get a 5 or, like some of y'all are tripping about MB or Cat, one of those two. And you keep Mitchell Robinson, because you could do that. So you bring Mitchell Robinson to the bench, and your bench unit, your Mob Deep unit, is Mitchell Robinson, Joshua Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, and Deuce McBride. That's your bench. Now, if you're not a Knicks fan, you won't know what I just said, what that means. But if you are, you should know what that means. Okay, so you trade RJ. You start IQ. That's how you keep IQ. Because IQ, very plainly, is a better basketball player. Listen, if RJ's numbers indicated that we won 60% of our games with him starting, if he was as efficient as Quickley and Grimes is, I would be howling for RJ. I would be telling you, trade whoever and keep RJ there. Because you know what? I'm not caring about my favorite players. I care about winning. And guess what? So does Tom Thibodeau. Okay? So some of you can't get over your fandom, and that's cool. It's a sport. It's entertainment. You're fans. I'm a fan of the Knicks. Okay? I'm always defending the Knicks. But in terms of what you want, ultimately what I want a chip. I want to win. Okay? And Grimes and Quickley get us into that position better than Grimes and RJ or anybody else in RJ Quickley does. I'm not trading Brunson, obviously. We're not trading Mitchell Robinson, the anchor or the defense. And then, there's a high, I don't care what the reports say. Julius Randle ain't going nowhere. So now, that's RJ. You done already signed him. He's locked up. You can get something for him. And you can take advantage of the Quickley situation by keeping him and starting him. This is just one scenario. I want to bring up others. But there is no doubt in my mind that if you want to keep Immanuel Quickley, you're not starting him at the point guard. But you can start him at the 2, and you can win a lot of basketball games. This is the thing, y'all. There is the tallest 2 guards in the NBA. Guys like Klay Thompson, Devin Vassell, right? Those are your tall 6'7" 2 guards, right? That you got in the league. Those are like your taller 2 guards. Quickley can guard all of them. He can guard them. Your best 2 guard, one of your best, you got it. I think, is Anthony Edwards, who's coming up. Quickley could guard him. Okay? Quickley could guard him. So can Grimes. So the height is not an issue if you can play defense. Speed, y'all. Speed. In today's game where they're giving you touch fouls, speed and length are important, but you need speed. The Knicks got that in spades. Okay? So today's video is how do we keep Quickley? We trade RJ. You start Quickley with Grimes. You try to keep Mitch Rob because now if you can get him to Mob Deep with it, you go get a big time guy in the middle. Even if you don't though, you keep Hartenstein. You still Hartenstein, Hart, Dante, Deuce. You starting Grimes and Quickley. I'm telling you, that's dynamite. Okay, that's dynamite right there. So that's number one. I'm gonna bring up other scenarios. That's one. All right. To me, that's the best one because that's the only one in which we're keeping Quickley. That's the only one. I don't know how else you would keep him because he wants to start. Okay. There's a lot of teams he could start for. So therefore, there's other options where he goes somewhere else and starts and then this could benefit. That's also an option. But I'd rather keep the guy that we developed, that we drafted, that's a starter level. See, if Quickley was on another team, if Quickley was starting for any other team in the NBA and doing this thing and averaging 20, which he would, close to 9 assists, which he would, and his team is winning, y'all would want him. You would make room for him like you're talking about Mitchell who can't play defense. But we have him. We drafted him. And other teams want him. We need to make this happen. to me, the best option. Keeping him. Starting him with Grimes. You're getting the best combination on the wing that you can get. You got two high-level players that's got lots of upside. And you're going to win a lot of basketball games, which is the most important thing. You all enjoy your Wednesday. So